Melissa. Thank you to Father Bays, all of our sponsors, and the staff of Boystown who tirelessly progressed us here tonight. Extra special thanks to all the hard work that went into today. Showed a lot of the resiliency that is a common trait at Boystown, to the surprise of nobody. There's a lot of work that needed to be done by the students and the staff here. So a round of applause for all today's efforts. Obviously, tonight would not be possible without all of you who are here supporting the event. Jamie and I are honored to serve as chairpersons of tonight's event. As Melissa noted, my father Bob was a 1963 graduate of Boystown. Growing up, I could always tell Boystown was a huge source of pride for my dad. Every summer, he and I would attend the biennial reunion at Boystown, which happens to be next weekend. I was lucky enough to play right field for many years on the class of 1963 softball team. My dad loved showing off his cottage and would grin ear to ear and beam with pride, recounting his memories to his son. My dad's lifelong friends were his classmates that lived across the nation from Minneapolis to Salt Lake City to Los Angeles. In preparation of his 50th class reunion 6 years ago, my dad tracked down all 120 members of his graduating class, noting who had passed away and where everybody now lived. Ultimately, my dad hosted what is believed to be the largest 50-year reunion in Boystown history, with over half the class of 1963 returning for the reunion weekend festivities. Most of my recollection of my dad's upbringing began with his Boystown years, and it wasn't until after my dad passed away 4 years ago that his pre-Boystown years became more clear. As the oldest of 3 boys growing up in a broken home in the South Omaha projects, my dad was largely robbed of his childhood. He shouldered much of the responsibility at home. When my dad and his brothers were in the 8th, 7th, and 6th grade respectively, they became residents of Boystown, and my dad flourished. Boystown offered my dad a safe haven, a solid foundation and stable environment, a second chance for a fresh start where he could foster relationships, focus on his schoolwork, and achieve success. Boystown molded my dad into a young man with a pathway to and a vision of success. My dad never had an exorbitant bank account, a flashy car, or a jaw-dropping job title. Yet he provided me the 2 most invaluable gifts a parent can provide a child: love and opportunities. And that is because Boystown exposed my dad to what is possible, and he went out and provided those endless opportunities for my sister and me. He coached us in every sport. We attended seemingly every sporting event, and he took on a second job so my sister and I could attend Catholic schools. There is zero doubt in my mind the skills and examples my dad learned at Boystown served as his roadmap as a father. You don't have to connect many dots to understand Boystown's impact on my own life, or how my life could have been different without Boystown's influence on my dad. When Jamie and I were first married, my dad came up to Boystown for a weekend. First, he couldn't fathom the Okoboji expansion over the decades since he was in school or when he coached us in the Okoboji Soccer Classic. He reminisced about his summer trips to Boji in high school, stopping at the Otobote public swimming pool, having a sack lunch in the Otobote park, and then the fun times he had with the same kids who became his lifelong friends. They fished, they swam in the lake, they played on the beach. A lot of the same activities, the simple things that Father Bays was speaking of earlier. He marveled at the idea that Jamie and I would be able to bring our 3 girls here for summers upon summers of fun. This camp is full of dozens more Bobs and other kids who are learning to reclaim their summer childhood innocence. And with the help of everyone here tonight, they will continue to flourish and graduate from Boystown with the skills and a pathway to success. And they will go out and set the world afire and create opportunities for their future generations, just as my dad did for me. Jamie and I are humbled at the support of tonight's event We thank you very much for your attendance, and please enjoy your evening.